It's Valentine's week and love is in the air. So, what are you doing for that special someone? Hey everybody, welcome back to Wisconsin's Outdoor Explorer podcast. I am your host, Jason. And wow, what a week it's been here. One week we had the polar vortex, and now we're dealing with a whole bunch of snow here in central Wisconsin. We got 6 inches one night, and we got another 8 inches the next night after that, and winter has finally arrived here in central Wisconsin, and it is great. We're trying to plan some fun activities to get outside now and enjoy the snow. So we've been waiting for it and been hoping it gets here, and we're finally getting it. So now we're going to try to take full advantage of it, and I hope that you are trying to take full advantage of it too, because, it's not going to be here very long. I know that makes some of you happy, but, got to get out there and got to enjoy it and make the most of what we have at this point. But this week, let's focus on Valentine's Day. Now, this year, instead of the chocolates, the flowers, and the jewelry, why not give that special someone in your life an outdoor experience that you'll both enjoy and remember? Now, don't get me wrong, you're probably still going to have to buy flowers and maybe some chocolate and a little bit of jewelry because, that's just kind of the way Valentine's Day is. But add a little something this year to it. Do something fun outside. Now, if you're not sure what to do, I'm here to help you. So I'm going to share a few ideas with you this week that's going to add a little romance, I think, to your Valentine's Day and still get you outside so you can both enjoy a special Valentine's. All right, so let's get started. Do you have a backyard fire pit? If you're going to answer yes, then I got the perfect thing for you to do. And what makes this one perfect is if it's hard for you two to get away. So this one, because Valentine's Day falls in the middle of the week, it makes it kind of more difficult to have a whole special day. But this one would be kind of perfect for you for Valentine's Day evening if you can make this work. So if you got a backyard fire pit, grab some firewood, mix up some hot chocolate, grab the fixins for some s'mores, and just enjoy a quiet evening by the fire. Now, I know it's winter, and I know we've gotten a lot of snow here in the last few days. So, your first thing you're going to have to do is probably grab a shovel, and you're going to have to clear a path to wherever your fire pit is. And make sure you clear it out enough so you got a place to sit, put your chairs out there, or whatever you want to sit on. If you got one of these nice benches or something, maybe you can get that moved out there. I know it's going to be a little work, but think about who you're doing it for and why you're doing it. But, man, get that fire going and make sure you got enough firewood because, you're going to need it. Get the fire going and just have a nice quiet evening with just the two of you. Just together, just sitting under the stars, and hopefully the skies will be clear. Hopefully it won't be too cold. But you know what? You're by a fire. So it really isn't going to matter that much because you're by the fire, you're together, you're, like I said, take some hot chocolate and take a few snacks out there and just have a nice, quiet, romantic evening outside next to a nice fire. I mean, it's a great way for a couple who, like I said, can't get away. Maybe you put the kids to bed early a little bit and you just you're just together. It doesn't cost you anything to do it, so it's a nice cheap way to celebrate Valentine's Day, and it's something that I think you'll both really remember. And like I said, if the skies are clear, there's nothing better than a starry night in the middle of winter. Now, if you like to hike and you don't mind doing a little scouting and a little research, I suggest you take a couple's sunrise or sunset hike, or why not take both? But the key here is to make sure you find the right spot, because you're going to want to see the sun coming up or going down. So make sure you find a nice spot that you can be comfortable in and that you can enjoy the sun coming up or sun going down, depending on what you're doing. But you're going to have to do a little research because you're going to have to find the best time. You have to look at the almanac, look at websites. If you Google it, you'll find it. Google does everything for us nowadays. But know the time when the sun's going to come up or when the sun's going to go down. And you're going to have to plan that a little bit because obviously you're not going to want to be hiking in as the sun's coming up. You're going to want to be in place. So you might have to plan a little bit ahead, figure out how long it's going to take you to get to the spot that you found. Just be prepared to maybe hike in the dark a little bit because, it takes a little while for things to lighten up even before the sun comes up. So, make sure you've got a good headlamp and, a blanket. It's cold, there's no sun, so it's cold out yet. So make sure you're prepared and just find the place and enjoy that little moment. Again, make yourself a thermos of coffee or hot chocolate or something to keep you warm. Grab a blanket, wrap yourself together in a blanket or something, and watch that sunrise in the morning. There's just nothing better than watching that sun come up on a crisp winter morning, and it's even better when you can share that, with that special someone. So if you're not really a morning person and you're not really a setting sun person, this one might be a little bit more for you, especially if you like snowshoeing or skiing, cross-country skiing. And these, you got to do a little digging here on this one too. And this one could be a really fun activity to do for a couple that, likes to be moving all the time. So if you notice, there's a lot of these state parks and recreational areas, they do these candlelight snowshoeing and skiing, cross-country skiing events kind of around this time of year. They're smart about that. They set it up around, the romantic time of year. And to me, it's a perfect way for you and your loved one just to experience the trails in a completely different way. They'll put these lights, sporadically on the trails just so you can see the trail. And it just kind of really adds a really special atmosphere to your hike, and it just gives you a new experience. And if you can hike with somebody, that just makes that experience even better. So you got to look them up though, because like I said, they do some at state parks, they do them at recreational areas, and I visit Travel Wisconsin's website a lot, so you can go there and you can check that out, and I'll put a link to their website here in the show notes, so you can go ahead and find, what's something near you basically that you can plan for this. But yeah, most of these happen on the weekends. Not too many of them happen during the week, but still, you know what? Why not make the weekend just as special as Valentine's Day? So don't be afraid to extend that day into the weekend a little bit. Just enjoy it and find one that you can do. And like I said, you can snowshoe, you can cross-country ski, and I think it's just kind of a neat way to experience that trail. It's quiet, it's dark out, but yet you've got these beautiful lights just illuminating the trails, and it just adds kind of that special romantic feel to the moment. So check them out, and if you got a partner who's interested in doing things like that, definitely go out and try that. So my next suggestion, why not make Valentine's Day last the whole day instead of just a few hours in the evening or a few hours in the morning? Why not spend that whole day together at your favorite fishing hole? Now, I know what you're thinking, some of you guys out there, that, wait a minute, you're like, my wife is not going to want to sit out in my shack and fish with me on Valentine's Day. But just hear me out a little bit here. If you're one of those guys where, you're in your shack and your wife's not with you or your girlfriend's not with you or whoever while you're fishing, and she's often wondered, what makes this place so special? Why does he always want to be out there? Well, maybe this is your chance to show her why it's so special. In in my opinion, there's nothing like that'll bring you guys closer than when you share something that you love with the person you love. Why not take her out to your ice fishing shack for the day? And this can be a really fun day for the both of you, you know, and you can really do this upright. So go out just like you would in the morning, you know, get on the lake, start, you know, get your holes out there. If you've got a permanent fishing shack out there, bring her out there, you know, get the heater going. Make sure you pack a lunch. Make sure you pack the lunch for her. And just make it a special day. Just spend the whole day out there enjoying the fish and enjoying just being together. That's honestly what this day is about, is just being together. And, you know, I think what could really make that whole day special is not only are you fishing together and you're together and talking and doing all that, but I think what you catch then at the end of the day, you take that and you make a nice meal for each other, and you can enjoy a nice meal, and, you know, they get to see why, you know, this is special to you, and it makes them feel special because you were willing to share this with them. And you know what? Maybe this turns into a tradition for you two, that Valentine's weekend is our weekend to go fishing. And you know what? Find somebody if you've got kids, maybe somebody can watch the kids for you, so that it's just you two out in the fishing shack, and you're spending the whole day out there. And you know what? If you guys got one of those shacks where it's heated and you can stay overnight, maybe that's your little getaway for the weekend. You know, you stay overnight and you just make a whole weekend out of it. Now, I know, again, Valentine's Day is in the middle of the week, and it makes it hard to do all these things on Valentine's Day. So when I'm saying that we're doing this, I'm really saying that, you know, try to make maybe more of this on the weekend and stuff, but especially this one, because unless you can take some days off if you've got jobs. But, you know, for those of you who are retired out there, this is a great way for you two to just spend the day together on the lake, where it's probably going to be pretty quiet. And why sit in a restaurant that's full of people when you can sit on the lake and do a little fishing together? Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes it's fun to feel like a kid again. So why not make a day out of kind of feeling like a kid again with each other? I think a great way to spend a day together would be to combine a day of sledding, maybe a little downhill skiing, mixed in maybe with a little ice skating if you can do that. I mean, who doesn't love tubing down a high hill? I mean, there's places all over the state that offer tubing. So find a nice place that you can go tubing for a couple hours. And actually, if you can find those places, sometimes those same places offer ski hills too. So you can kind of, you know, two birds with one stone there. But it'll take you back to the time when you were a kid again. And you can sled for a while. And another thing too for sledding is maybe you got a place that you know is a good sledding hill. And if you can find that place, that's the place to go, because then it's just you two and you're sledding and you're just having fun. And I know this might sound a little silly, but come on, isn't that what the day is kind of about a little bit, is just having fun and being silly with each other, and just, again, it's just being together. So you go sledding maybe in the morning, and maybe in the afternoon you head up and do a little downhill skiing. You know, you're riding the lift chairs together. You're heading down to the bottom. Maybe you warm up in the chalet, and you do that over and over again. And, you know, like I said, you're grabbing a bite to eat. You're warming up. You're just spending a day on the hill, up and down it. And a great way to finish that off, in my opinion, especially if you can do it. I can't. I'm not an ice skater. Is maybe you find a nice frozen pond someplace that you two can just kind of enjoy the nice quiet of ice skating. You know, that it's just kind of that, like I said, it's kind of a take you back to when you were a kid type feel. It's kind of what you make of it. You know what I mean? If you make it a fun-filled day, you're going to really enjoy it, and you're going to be like, wow, that was fun. And again, if you got kids, try to find somebody to watch your kids for the day and just spend the day together and go sledding, go skiing, and try to do a little ice skating. And I think you'll really enjoy that whole day, and you're going to look back at that day and just always remember how much fun it was to jam all that stuff into that one special day. All right, so there you have it. Those are my suggestions on how to make your Valentine's Day a little bit more special by doing something outdoors. And in my opinion, there's no better way to spend time with the one you love than with an outdoor adventure. I mean, don't get me wrong, you still can do all the traditional things, and you probably should buy flowers, and at least buy flowers. You still got the chocolates and the jewelry and the other things that most people do around Valentine's Day, but why not try something a little different this year? Do something that you'll both remember and cherish. The flowers, they last for a week. The chocolates might last for a day. So why not do something that you're going to remember for a lifetime? Because that's what this day is about. It's just remembering, why you love that person, and why not share that love of outdoors with that person. And the other thing is winter is in full swing now. So now is the time to take advantage of all those activities, take advantage of the skiing and the sledding and snowshoeing and the snow on the ground makes everything that much more special, especially when you're doing like the candlelight walks and things like that. That's stuff that you just can't do any other time. So this year, show that special someone what it's like to be one of Wisconsin's outdoor explorers. Thanks for joining me. I'm your host, Jason, and we will talk to you again next week. Thanks for listening to the Wisconsin's Outdoor Explorer podcast. For more great information about being an outdoor explorer, visit our website at wisconsinsoutdoorexplorer.com. Be sure to check out the blog page and follow us on social media. And don't forget to subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.